This video is going to try and cover all the issues regarding Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer and the reason why people are not enjoying this game as much as they should. This is an attempt to obviously for Infinity Ward or someone in the Call of Duty franchise to take a look at this video and try and fix some of the problems of this multiplayer, and including Warzone 2.0 as well, to then make this game as best as it can be. If you do enjoy this style of content, don't forget to subscribe as we try to reach our goal of 50k. But let's get straight into this because it is a lot I want to cover here. Now, even though we are going to complain for the most of this video, I do want to point out that I really do enjoy this game. There's a lot of good things about this game. The gunplay is great, the guns feel great, the guns also sound really good too. Maps are designed very well. There's a lot of really good things about this multiplayer that I actually really do enjoy, but there is some things that are holding this game back. The first thing I want to address actually is the menus. I think the menus are way too complicated in this game. Compared to Modern Warfare 2019, it's so hard to equip attachments, to even get to the gun that you want to equip attachments on. There's so many complicated things inside the menus for this game, and I don't really know why they've made it so difficult to do that. They do need to streamline the menus, and that is one thing I think will help this game tremendously, and this will be a really easy fix. The next thing is TTKs. Now, TTKs generally in Call of Duty are really quick, and I'm used to playing Warzone where the TTKs are slightly longer, but I do think this one is just a little too quick for what most people are used to. By the time you even look at an opponent, I don't know if this is just down to the movement mechanics at the current minute, but by the time you even look at someone, you are pretty much dead if you don't get the first shots off, so it does seem a bit weird. I don't know if it's because of the movement, but we will talk about that in just a second as well. But I do feel like the TTK overall is just a little bit too fast, even for Call of Duty standards. Next up is the minimap, and this one's a really easy fix. If you fire a suppressed weapon, you should not show up on the minimap. If you fire an unsuppressed weapon, you should show up on the minimap. Now, this has been in Call of Duty since as long as we can remember, and this is what it is inside Warzone 1.0 at the moment. And I feel like this is the only way to give suppressors a reason to be used, and then that along with Ghost as well. This is kind of in that category of if it's not broke, don't fix it. The minimap was never broken when it comes to Call of Duty, so they don't really need to change this. I understand that there is a bit of a difference in philosophy behind the game this time, but the minimap should not be touched. Now, a lot of people are mentioning the footstep audio and how good the directional audio is in this game, and the fact that the footstep audio is a bit too loud. Now, I can agree to some extent, however, I can understand why they're appealing to some of the players that sit back and kind of camp essentially. Now, there is a playstyle for that, which is fair enough. Now, I personally do feel like the main issue that's causing these kind of campy players to succeed really well is not just the audio of the footsteps. Now, that is a main factor, and if they can reduce that slightly, that would be beneficial. But they don't have to do that. If they do just make the movement a lot better in this game, I think we wouldn't even need a change to the audio in the first place, because it is in a good spot, let's be perfectly honest. We always complain about how bad footstep audio is, and now that it's currently actually at a good point, I don't think they really need to change that. What does need to change though, 100%, is the movement mechanics in this game. Now, as you probably already know, slide cancelling does not work inside Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. Now, if you do want to slide cancel, there is certain settings you can put on, and you can do like a Mortal Kombat fatality to actually slide cancel, but let's be honest, no one's going to want to do that. But you can bunny hop as well, and you've probably seen that a lot inside my gameplay, inside anyone's gameplay. They're probably bunny hopping quite a lot around the map because it's the only movement mechanic they haven't actually nerfed so far. So some changes I would personally recommend here will be very straightforward ones. Now, I can understand the reason for removing the slide cancel mechanic. However, I don't think the issue was the fact that people were actually slide cancelling. I think the issue that they mentioned was the fact that it was very difficult to do. And now all they've done is just made it even more difficult to do for the standard player. And it's just increased the skill gap even further. Now, what they can do is either add slide cancelling back into the game and just make it very easy to do, which is basically circle, circle, and then that means you can slide cancel. Or what they should really do here, if they do not want to have slide cancelling in the game anymore, is to actually make the slide powerful. So make sure that you're still able to hip fire when you slide, so that can be added back into the game, because not being able to shoot whilst you're sliding is completely pointless in my opinion. So the slide should also have a bit more of a boost on it, so when you are sliding round corners, it is actually usable as an aggressive player, instead of just having some dead slow slide that is not really going to get you anywhere, not going to allow you to challenge anybody when they're camping corners. It's going to be very difficult, so they need to put either a boost on the standard slide to make it usable, or just add slide cancelling back into the game. and basically make it a lot easier to do for every player. On top of that, I do want to add in, I think dolphin diving as well is really good in this game, but I feel like they should also add shooting with the dolphin diving like we've had in previous COD games, whereas currently you cannot shoot and dolphin dive at the same time. Again, just a really weird mechanic. I don't really know why. It just means that every time you do these movements, you're more likely to die than actually avoid getting shot at or actually have some kind of skill in your movement. Now this brings me on to bunny hopping, which in my opinion, I'm personally okay with. I actually like bunny hopping in this game, and I've done it in Warzone as well. Personally, I'm one of those players that like to have really good movement when it comes to playstyles, but I know a lot of players, similarly to slide cancelling, do not know how to actually bunny hop. So it's going to be one of those things where it is an issue where it comes down to people's mechanical skill, and also is going to come down to their kind of skill level as well. So they should remove this, but on top of that, they should actually give you a boost when you're jumping as well. Now, I know this all doesn't sound realistic, but it's better to be unrealistic and actually make the game fun to play for every kind of playstyle than to make it realistic as possible. And let's be honest, Call of Duty is not a realistic game. So when it comes to sliding and jumping, I feel like you should get a boost on your jump, so you can basically jump challenge around a corner and still be able to kill those players that are basically mantled up on something, basically pre-aiming every single location on the map. The next change is a really, really easy one, which is just showing deaths on the scoreboard. I don't know why they don't do that. I don't know why they've taken that away. I don't know if it's because it's made for casuals so they don't feel bad when they die, but let's be honest, everyone wants to see their KD ratio as they're playing the game to see how much they need to do better in the next round or whatever it may be. Just add deaths to the scoreboard. It's just going to make it a lot easier for everyone. The next thing is the perk system. I feel like the perk system right now is a bit too complicated. Not only that, I can understand the reasoning behind getting certain kills and then getting more perks, but personally, I think for the casual player, we just need to make perks the same as it was in Modern Warfare 2019, because waiting half a game to get Ghost, especially when half the players are camping in the game as well, doesn't really make it all that viable or all that useful through a game, especially when people can camp at the start of a game, but you do not have ghosts at the start of a game. So it's just kind of one of those weird things where I feel like they should just give you your perks at the start of a match, like every other COD title. The last thing I want to talk about is player visibility. Now, this is something I had a huge issue with inside the beta. The map design is really good. Character design is also very good as well. But for some reason, they do kind of blend into one in certain circumstances when players are camping, which they usually will be, considering the current playstyle of the game, as mentioned before. But not only that, the fact that the guns have a lot of visual recoil, the muzzle flash is quite a lot, and the smoke coming off the guns or anything pretty much in this game is absolutely ridiculous. It doesn't really help the fact that the visibility is pretty bad, and then all that added on top just make it even worse when you're trying to kind of spot an enemy through a lot of the stuff that's actually going on in the game. So I do think they need to reduce a lot of the muzzle flash, the smoke, all that kind of stuff, especially coming from your weapon as well, because it doesn't really help you stay on target when you're trying to kill someone. So there we have it. Those are all the things wrong with the Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer beta. Now, they do have some time to fix all this stuff, and it could make this game absolutely perfect before its release. And I would potentially like to see some of these changes take place before the second beta weekend on PC and Xbox, and that will definitely show us that they're listening. But if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to subscribe as we try to reach our goal of 50k, and thank you very much for watching.